What's good, Josh? Your guy Makai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that nonsense, you know what to do. If you don't like this video, I got a knuckle sandwich coming your way, honestly. But anyway, today we're gonna be talking about how I don't think the Golden State Warriors are quite, just done yet. Done winning championships, done competing for championships, and I think people are just counting them out a little too early. Now, in my opinion, I think they needed this year off. They all needed the rest. Draymond, Steph, Clay needed the rest. Like, that whole team and franchise just needed some time away from the playoffs, because you got to realize when you're playing, consistently in the finals 5 years straight, that means you're playing a lot more games when you add it all up, at the end. Because, some teams are playing 82, and then, if you get bounced in the first round, what are you playing? Like, with 86, like, when they're playing over 100 games a season every year for 5 years straight, it's just crazy to me. And that puts a lot of wear and tear on their bodies, and it just makes it really rough for them to keep continuing to compete at that level. You see how they broke apart at the end. KD towards Achilles, Klay Thompson with the ACL tear. Like, they just literally broke. The Steph Curry injury, that was a freak accident. Somebody fell on his thumb, he broke it, but he needed the rest too, honestly. And this is the year for them to just, get back, cut their losses, and just, make everything better for the future. Now they're in a great spot for the future. They got the number 2 pick. And, there's some speculation about the number 2 pick. They say that they like LaMelo Ball. No. They say they don't like LaMelo Ball. I'm hearing that they like James Wiseman at that pick. And, with James Wiseman, it's kind of hard to see what he's going to be, in the NBA. Because I think he played 2 games at Memphis, or whether it was 2, 5, or like however many games he played, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a large sample size, or a large enough sample size for us to really tell what James Wiseman is going to be. Because all we really see for James Wiseman is, high school highlights, and we didn't see much against college, against competition, on his level. But yeah, the story on James Wiseman is, I hear that he's a good rim protector. I hear he's mobile as a big man. I hear he can stretch the floor a little bit. He's not a guy that's gonna come in and change your franchise around. He's not, that kind of dominant type big man. And the Warriors don't need that kind of big man. They need somebody just solid, like, cuz throughout their whole dynasty, the 5 position, the center position was always their weakness. They're always their just worst position, outright. Because you got Steph, Clay, KD, Draymond, and then the centers is, Kevon Looney, JaVale McGee, Andrew Bogut, who was the number 1 pick, but didn't really pan out to have a good career like that. And, James Wiseman, he's so athletic. He can rebound for them, defend the paint for them, just add to that defensive, to the defense of that team, I should say. But yeah, next year, Clay's coming back, healthy, fresh. I saw some footage of him in practice. He looks good, looks fresh. Steph Curry's coming back. He's gonna do Steph Curry things, do what Steph Curry does. Maybe we'll see the reemergence of, MVP Steph. Because you gotta realize, when KD was there, KD did a lot of ISO stuff. He kind of, I don't want to say messed up, the feng shui of the team. But, he kind of threw it out of whack, because, he demands the ball a lot. He's not really an off-ball kind of guy like Steph, Clay, and them are. He needs the ball in his hands to really do his damage, do his work. But now with him gone, and Steph Curry can get back to what he does best. The points are gonna go up, usage rate's gonna go up, obviously. Steve Kerr, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, maybe last week, 2 weeks ago, he said, "Oh, the Warriors' offense isn't gonna change. They're still gonna do, what they're known for doing: motion offense, backdoor screens, off-ball screens, all kinds of movement." He said they're not going to turn into the Rockets, which is obviously a shot at James Harden and them. For what reason, I don't know, but I like it. But yeah, they're going to go back to what they're known for: shooting a bunch of threes. And I want to say something about this whole 3-point era thing. Has shooting a bunch of threes ever worked for anybody but the Golden State Warriors? Like, comment that down below. Do you know of a team where shooting 1,000 threes actually worked for them? Because Houston tried it. It didn't work out. A lot of folks have tried to up their 3-pointers. It just never worked out. I've only ever seen it work out for the Warriors. And there's talks in the NBA community like, oh, the era of the big man is back. the point guard era is done. Because really Steph Curry is the only point guard recently to lead his team to a championship. Back in 2015, he did that. But yeah, and besides, the Warriors got some good guys now. They got Andrew Wiggins, and Andrew Wiggins, he's not what people thought he was gonna be. He was drafted #1 overall by Cleveland. Everybody knows that story. He came out, he tried his best in the Timberwolves, but some folks question his effort, his dedication to the game, dedication to getting better, being in the gym, putting in work. The famous Jimmy Butler story. He went over there. He saw that cat in AEW wasn't working hard. Got the third stringers and beat him. That doesn't look good for Andrew Wiggins' career, but oh well. I remember this past season, Andrew Wiggins was on kind of a tear. He was averaging I think 25, 26 points. He was doing amazing. And then, as the season went on, that went down. Turns out that was just a bunch of anomaly games. But oh well. That's the thing about the Warriors. When you have Steph, Clay, and Draymond, you don't need another super duper star. You don't need another KD. It'll be helpful, but you don't need him because Andrew Wiggins, he can score. He can hit the mid-range shot. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he can knock down a three-point shot. And he's real athletic. So you imagine he's gonna defend. He has the proper tools to be a good defender in the NBA. And then you got other guys. Draymond Green is always gonna be effective for the Warriors. That's a match made in heaven for the Warriors. The passing by Draymond, the rebounding, the defense, the energy. Everybody knows Draymond's the heart and soul of that team. He can get them going, and everybody knows that. Klay Thompson, the three-point sniper, the best catch and shoot three-point, the best person off the catch in the NBA when it comes to threes. He's the best. And once he gets hot, there's no stopping him. 37 points in a quarter, 60 points. The most threes in the NBA game. Everybody knows Klay's resume. And I hate recency bias. Somebody on Twitter once said that Duncan Robinson is a better shooter than Klay Thompson. I got nothing to say about that other than that's just utterly ridiculous. And they had a guy, Eric Pascal. He had a good rookie season. You imagine that he's gonna not make a jump, but keep doing more of the same. He averaged about 14 points. And you just imagine that he's gonna continue to improve. He's gonna have to, I guess, develop some sort of outside shot. But right now, he's a good slasher. He's a good finisher at the rim. I saw a stat earlier. He's a pretty good finisher at the rim. They got Kevon Looney coming in at backup for the center, and he's backup if they take James Wiseman. If they decide to take a wing, I heard they're interested in Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, a good two-way wing, and if they decide to take him, that works as well. But I just say that don't sleep on them because people forget, before KD, Steph Curry was the one battling with LeBron. Steph Curry is the first unanimous MVP in NBA history. Steph Curry won back-to-back MVPs. And all he needed was Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and a bunch of guys around him. They had Sean Livingston, Leandro Barbosa. They had guys like that. But yeah, don't sleep on the Warriors. They're still here. They're going to be a top team in the NBA. I wouldn't put it past them to be top 4 in the seeding in the Western Conference because they're good. Steph Curry is that good. He can take a team that far. We've seen it happen. And to say that I've heard that Steph Curry can't lead a team, and that's just not true. We saw him do it with the MVP season in 2015, and we know what Steph Curry's capable of, and that's why I'm saying don't count the Warriors out. They still got the integral pieces of that team. KD left, but they still have Steph, Klay, and Draymond. You know what they can do with just them, and that's why I say don't count them out. I'm not here saying they're gonna win a championship next year, but I think they're gonna win one, in the future sometime. They're not that old, they're not that done. But yeah, that's what this video was about. If you stayed to the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.